5 a.m. on a clear morning, a full moon is about to set into the fog that covers the western ridges of the Cumberlands. It's pitch black, but there's plenty of activity. Car after car is making its way to the top of Pine Mountain to Kindom State Park. Their progress on the mountain can be tracked by their headlights. All these vehicles are headed to the park before dawn with a common purpose. They're going to see bears. Their chances are pretty good. While nobody knows exactly how many bears there are at Kindom State Park and along Pine Mountain, they're seen almost every day in summer. This morning there's a heavy fog in the park. As it burns off, trees and rocks begin to emerge. Sunlight penetrates the fog and arrows down through the tree limbs. As the last of the fog disappears, a shadowy bear cub looks out of the forest. Bears were not noticed at Kindom until fairly recently. Although they were probably around the park earlier, park employees first noticed a sow with cubs around the year 2000. They brought people like Marlon Smith to the park.
We're coming up here about 4 years now, and we're here about every night. And I've seen deer, raccoons, foxes, skunk, but the most exciting thing they are up here is the bears, especially the mothers and the little babies. They're really neat, and you can find them sometimes up the trees. And their mother will put them up, and then she'll go and eat. And when she comes back after them, she makes a sound that I've never been able to make, and I can't figure it out. But she makes a certain sound in those baby bears' nose to come down.
In the 10 years since the first sighting of a sow with cubs, the black bear population on Pine Mountain and in the park has steadily increased. No one seems to know just how large the population is, but dozens of bears have been collared and new cubs are coming along every spring. Every day for bear cubs is a festival of wrestling, fighting, climbing trees and rocks, and wrestling and fighting. They love to stalk each other, and one that lets its guard down is certain to be tumbled. They are inquisitive, impulsive, and reckless, pushing everything they do to the limit. Black bears were native to Kentucky long before the first Europeans ever reached the North American continent. They went extinct in Kentucky sometime in the 20th century, partly from hunting, but probably more from habitat loss, when farming and large-scale clear-cutting of timber took hold. As eastern Kentucky lost population and its forest overtook cleared land, the bears moved back into the state of their own initiative. While some of them may have migrated into Kentucky from Tennessee, officials believe that most of the bears along Pine Mountain migrated from West Virginia into Virginia and moved from Virginia on into Kentucky. The return of black bears to eastern Kentucky has caused a lot of excitement in the area. What excites everyone so much is the chance to get a glimpse into a non-human world that can't be really conveyed by zoos and television. Boyd Coots has been watching the bears for a long time.
Watching probably for about, I guess, 15 years. And I've seen quite a bit of bears on the trail. My mama bear and all the cubs. The day before yesterday, I seen 5 bears and a cub.
Bears are not the only large animals to be found at Kindom State Park. Deer are also seen frequently. They're often found browsing in the open and around picnic areas. People seem to enjoy photographing them as well, especially the fawns. Deer showed up at the park at about the same time as bears. They seem to coexist with them very well. So far, there have been no known incidents of deer being killed by bears. Bears are actually not very aggressive. They're much less likely to attack than they are to run away. They rarely charge unless they think their food or their cubs are in danger, or they are surprised. Even when they charge, they normally veer away before reaching their target. Bears, by and large, mind their own business. They're often very close without people even being aware of them. In the rare instance when a charge does occur, a bear usually telegraphs its aggression by yawning, woofing, or clicking its teeth. Although bear attacks are rare, anyone in bear country must be aware of that possibility and guard against it, because the consequences are so great. The best course is prevention. Bears are lightning fast. In almost every serious attack, there was no time to use a gun or repellent spray, or even to look large, wave arms, and try to intimidate the bear. The attack occurred, and the damage was done in an instant. Their lack of aggressiveness doesn't relieve that sense of danger felt when a bear is seen. A University of Calgary wildlife professor said, "We pay close attention to large predators. We do so because we evolved as prey. It was our ancient fate to be killed and eaten, and their primary goal was to escape this fate. Our instincts are still shaped that way." Not everyone who comes to the park comes for the bears, or even knows they are there. They come for the beautiful scenes. The stunning rock formations, quiet trails, spider web of hooks and branches which provide continuous music throughout the park. The beautiful foliage, and the dizzying overlooks. But, increasingly, the bears are the attraction. While they are obviously aware of the people in the park, they seem to take them in stride. They are considerably less interested in the people than the people are in them. They no doubt were more alert and wary of people when they were here before. Then, what is now the park was inhabited land. Boyd Coots knows a lot of the history of the area.
They've been here a long time, and they used to build an old log house right here with mud in a crack set right here where we're sitting now. And then down there at the lake, my brother's father-in-law lived there in an old log house when that was, they pulled logs out of there. There wasn't any lake there. Yeah, I used to squirrel hunt all through here when I was about a young boy, yeah. Yeah, we had a time. That holler going out there is called the Jake Creech Holler. An old man lived here, he was a Creech. Yeah.
Kindom cum 1,700 acres makes it one of the larger of Kentucky's parks. It lies along the spine of Pine Mountain, along the extreme eastern edge of the state. In addition to the park's groomed public areas, there are hundreds of acres of rugged wilderness. Wildflowers cover almost every square foot of forested areas. And daffodils tell an accurate story of homesteads abandoned many decades ago. On its northwest face, Pine Mountain rises almost vertically. There are half a dozen overlooks along the northwest edge of the ridge. Creech and bullock overlooks are not for people who are uncomfortable with high places. From the overlooks, people can look down 1,600 feet to the valley floor below. Looking northwest from the overlooks, wave after wave of Cumberland mountain ridges fade out into the bluegrass. It is a beautiful sight in all weathers and all seasons. While winter means hibernation for bears, they rarely stay den-bound the whole winter. Males especially are likely to emerge temporarily during a warm spell. At times, tracks can be seen in the snow. The same geologic forces that created Pine Mountain also created spectacular rock formations. The largest is called Raven Rock, a huge, roundish, smooth sandstone outcropping that thrusts up 290 feet at a 45-degree angle. Raven Rock reportedly got its name from the hundreds of ravens that flew around the site in pioneer days. Other craggy, massive monuments, which aren't named, are just as impressive. Smooth, towering walls line some of the pathways. Log Rock is another of the formations, and it can be seen from the shape where the name came from. It looks like a giant sequoia trunk that has fallen across a ravine. Even the texture of the rock looks like bark. One of the reasons Kindom Cum State Park and Pine Mountain are attractive to black bears is because of their biology and ecology. They're part of the Southern Appalachians. The Southern Appalachians are one of the most ecologically diverse areas on the entire planet. In all of Europe, there are only about 80 different species of trees. In the Southern Appalachians, there are over 150 species of trees. This wide variety of vegetation supports a wide range of animals. Plants and insects support turkeys and grouse. like chipmunks and shrews, are food for larger predators like red-tailed hawks and barred owls. A variety of salamanders, like this red-spotted newt, inhabit the dark hollows. Coyotes are occasionally seen. Squirrels are common. Deer are also fond of the park, found all over the park and along the ridge on either side. They can be seen year-round and are never more beautiful or striking than when seen against snow and evergreens. Deer thrive on the variety and rich abundance of plants. This variety and abundance is also important to the bears. In the summer, they feed heavily on berries. When the fall comes, they switch to nuts, which form a large part of their diet. But even in the southern Appalachians, with their bountiful ecology, there are variations. The forest in the Great Smoky Mountains are somewhat past their prime, whereas Forest and Pine Mountain are near their productive peak. Black bear sows generally have 2 or 3 cubs. In the park, though, a litter of 4 cubs is not uncommon, and several years ago there was a litter of 5. Adult bears spend almost every waking moment gathering the huge amount of food needed to ensure they have enough fat to get through a winter. Acorns are probably the major food source in and around Kindom State Park, along with beech and hickory nuts, but bears are opportunistic. They're very intelligent and curious, and are capable of devising wonderfully inventive ways to get into food not meant for them, including human garbage. Cubs are usually playful, but where food is concerned, they can be totally focused. This group of 4 cubs approached this shelter like a military raid. There was no frolicking. They charged in, hit the target trash cans, knocked them over, grabbed the loot, and sorted it out. Park rangers are gradually phasing in bear-proof containers to discourage the bears from scavenging human food. Some of the local residents come almost every day to bear watch. Sometimes, if they live near enough, more than once a day. They come after they get out of school, after they get off work, on their lunch hour, or late at night when they get off shift. Some stay for long hours.
We have stayed till 3 o'clock, 3:30 and 4 at the shelter houses bear watching, yeah. They come out all night long in the summertime, just about. Yeah.
Those involved invariably refer to themselves as bear watchers and refer to their activity as bear watching. Some of them say they have given up hunting. They say they get the same excitement, uncertainty, and anticipation from searching out the bears.